RCM would become at GSTN level if the vendor is registered, or at PAN level if he's unregistered. How do you track invoices? How do you talk to your vendors? How do you make your vendors file their GSTR1 on time? How do you enable your IDT team? One is all outward liability, so it's sales plus RCM plus import export, wherever you have to pay taxes. Annexure 2 versus GSTR 2, the only difference is that Annexure 2 is GSTR 2 versus GSTR 2 a reconciliation with actions which go to the government portal, right? And RET1 is actually the return. So there is gonna be one return. Interestingly, when the government rolled out the RET1, they were using the term simplified returns. Now they have changed it to single return. So I'm sure they have rightly changed it, because there is nothing simple about it. I'm gonna get into it. So how is it gonna be a little difficult for enterprises? I'm just gonna skip a few slides. Yeah, I think that's the most important one. So what are the changes that's going to come to you? So one, there will be a few IT changes that you would need to do in your ERP systems. So for an example, RCM right now would be just one line in your GSTR 3B. RCM would become at GSTN level if the vendor is registered, or at PAN level if he's unregistered. So these are the changes in the IT system that you need to make. More importantly, and you have started doing that right now, is the monthly reconciliation. So reconciliation was okay, right? It was introduced a year back. People took a lot of time to understand what that is. They did that reconciliation for GSTR 9, which we have still not filed. A lot of people have still not filed. So it was a yearly affair, post-mortem, fine, okay. It is a problem, but not that big a problem. It's gonna be a monthly affair now. It has started becoming a monthly affair. Now there are three problems that we are trying to solve. One, I have to do a reconciliation with my purchase books and arrive to the 120% of what I can take. Now, effectively, I have only from 21st to 9th right now, so that's 20 days, to communicate with your vendors, to ask them to file returns if they have not, because that's when they can file in the next GST1, or amend if there are any problems in the invoices, right? Now, think of an industry. I'm sure a lot of industries here would have maybe 10,000 invoices per month, 20,000, 1 lakh, 600,000 invoices per month, right? So we have customers who have up to 800,000 invoices per month. Now, even if you throw 80 people at that, it is not possible. So that's where the solution comes in, right? So what our solution would do is, and it is doing, is that we try to minimize your risk. So in a lot of sessions, we spoke about that the major role of a CFO is risk mitigation, right? GST is a risk, because you tend to, if you are not mitigating this risk, there's a huge cash flow problem that you are going to get into. Now, how do we do that? So we are giving you tools which automate your vendor management from the time you are onboarding the vendor. So you're onboarding a vendor, you want to check his history. Has he been GST compliant? Has he been filing GST or not? When did he last file GSTR1? When did he last file GSTR3B? So that you actually get the good guy in. Secondly, when, and this is the new shift in the industry, this has been happening now. Now a lot of people would want to do a pre-mortem, not a post-mortem. They would want to release payments. They would want at least to see that has the guy filed my invoice before I release the payment to him. Now that's the accounts payable module. That is the module which talks between AP and the IDT team or the DT team, right? And then how can we actually enable you to control the filing of your vendors? Because that's where the whole game is. If your vendors don't file, you don't get the ITC. So that's the next step that we are thinking of doing. So that's the new, that's actually the new GST. You need to take control of how, when are your vendors filing, so that you as an organization can get the maximum credit, right? So that's where we are. That's where we are trying to help you. And the major thing is reconciliation, right? How do you track invoices? How do you talk to your vendors? How do you make your vendors file their GSTR1 on time? How do you enable your IDT team to actually work alongside your vendors and also free up some of their time? Because so in this GSTR 3B filing, I'm sure a lot of your teams would be burning the midnight oil, because I was talking to clients at 9 in the night, 10 in the night, and they were trying to file the 3B because of the 20% thing, right? Now, hopefully, in the next few months, this should, a software, any technology enabler should help you with that, and definitely we would want to be that one. Yeah, so I think it's not just about the tax guy. It's also about the CXO, it's also about the CFO. Now, we have been talking a lot about reporting. We have been talking a lot about MIS. We have been talking a lot about dashboards. Cleartax has automatic dashboards for you, so that you actually see how much ITC is getting in, how much ITC are you letting go, how much, what are the calculations that are going into it. For the tax guy, for the guy who is actually doing the filing, it is an immense time saver. He or she can concentrate more on how to actually manage the other things that they are doing. For IT, we are completely integrated. So a lot of times, what we have seen in Recon is that these are human errors. These are human initiated errors. So we try to conjunct the humans out of the equation. We try to get them to the point that, okay, so the system has done its work, it has given you a report of recon, now you act on it, right? So that's yeah. I think I am at the end of it. I am sure you would have a lot of questions at the end of the sessions with e-invoicing coming in. How is that going to affect? How the new returns are going to get rolled out? Is it going to get rolled out on the right time or not? How is the government preparing for the e-waybill versus GSTR reconciliation? So I would leave you with that thought, and I think the question and answer session is now. So thank you.